Hello, friends, and welcome back to another Needlessly Nostalgic. I am one of your hosts, Tyler Nichols, with my other host, Mr. Lance Velchek. Lance, we are wrapping up our Nightmare on Elm Street franchise chat with the best entry in the series. Let's do it. Yeah, let's do this. Nightmare on Elm Street from 2010. This was directed by Samuel Bayer, obviously from a story or from characters by Wes Craven, story by Wesley Strick, and screenplay by Wesley Strick and Eric Heiserer. I think, you know what I think? I'm pretty sure I have falsely called Wesley Strick the director of this in the past. But yeah, it's Samuel Bayer.
It's fine.
Cast as Mr. Jackie Earl Haley, Kyle Gallner, Rooney Mara, Katie Cassidy, Thomas Dekker, Kellen Lutz, Clancy Brown, and Miss Connie Britton.
You really should have started with Clancy Brown. I'm a little disappointed. You're going to start with Clancy, right?
I was going to do an and also, because you know how it's like the and also, it's almost like it's a bigger deal when they're the last one and it has like the and also starring. I was going to do that for Clancy Brown, but then I saw Connie Britton right under, and I love Connie Britton because I'm a big Friday Night Lights fan. So it's like, I can't not say Connie Britton.
Yeah, well, let me do it then. Nightmare on Elm Street, starring Clancy Brown and a bunch of other people, and a cast.
So we can touch on the Red Letter Media information like as we get to it, because there's definitely some information that I want to talk about with that. But let's get into this generic ass fucking opening. What the fuck?
Yeah, this is, I think this is going to be my issue the entire time. We're talking about the actual opening, not the stupid credits, right?
No, I'm talking about the credits. I'm talking about the credit sequence first.
I watched like about 10 seconds and I was so annoyed that I just fast forward. I'm like, I'm not doing this. I'm not sitting here for fucking 5 minutes. It's so lame.
It felt like, because obviously this is well before having ChatGPT or AI, but this feels like it was scripted by ChatGPT of, hey, ChatGPT, I need a credit sequence for A Nightmare on Elm Street. Show me what would you have? Oh, well, there's chalk. We'll have some chalk. We'll have some playground stuff. We'll have bits, children. We'll have people running around and, just real abstract stuff. And it made me so annoyed. And fire. And it's like, what?
The editing, though, is an odd choice because this is so early 2000s, maybe up to 2005 of like a straight to DVD dimension horror movie where it's like all these fucking fast cuts and sort of color distortions. It's like, this is scary. I don't know. It's 2010. Why the fuck are we doing long opening sequences? Unless you're like really moving the story forward. I hate this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Just put text over people fucking talking. I skipped half this. I was like, I'm good. Which I don't have that much time. It was a Saturday night.
We can also just state right now, Samuel Bayer, this was his directorial debut feature directorial debut and only film. He is a music video director that went back to music videos after this, which also I don't like. More power to you. You're doing, you're making a living doing what you need to do. I'm more saying that proof is in the pudding that this guy just did not have it in terms of a feature-length film director.
Not at all. And the most heartbreaking part to me is that with a music video director, you can have a shitty movie that's also beautiful. I think of The Crow 2, City of Angels, which is a great movie on mute because he was a music video director. Mm-hmm. This is one of the first times where they use a music video director. I'm like, why does it look more boring, more static, more generic? Like this, if you told me this guy came from TV from 2005, I'd be like, of course.
Yeah.
NBC, right? Absolutely. The music video director, and it looks this boring is fascinating. So I'm going to be a little mean towards Mr. Bayer. I don't mean it personally, but I do blame him for a lot. Though I understand the script sucks, but
I blame Bayer and Wesley Strick for a lot of this. I mean, there's a lot that's just really fucking bad. And okay, so we leave the opening credits and we go to the diner set, which on the surface, I don't hate the diner set in terms of a place. Like, it's I like it for the Alice connection. Like, obviously Alice worked in a diner, so there's that kind of connection to the Elm Street franchise, and I like the look, like Springwood Diner. Like, that's fun.
Yeah. I mean, yes, in theory, yes. I don't like how this diner looks, but I think that's a big issue with just this movie in general, which is aesthetically, it's so safe. Or it's like, yeah, fine, but like, I've been to diners in my old hometown that had more of a 50s look. And I'm not saying this needs that, but I don't like the diner is essentially like in night mode. And I know that's his dream changes that, but even when he goes back to real life, it still looks like in night mode. I don't want that. I actually want like hospital bright. I think that would be far more contrasting to me, far more interesting, far more uncomfortable than like it's so fucking dark and I call this like generic cinema or cinematic. It's like generically cinematic. It's like, I don't know. I'm bummed out. I'm going to be real negative about this opening because I fucking hate it.
I like the neon lights and the flashing. I think that gives a little bit of a dynamic look. I don't mind that, but it's very much we're establishing right away that it's very clear this is a dream. Like, it's too dark to be reality.
Doesn't the thing change? Doesn't it actually get darker like when he's in the booth, and that lets you know he's streaming? Though they're still playing it a little too grounded for my take. Like, yeah, it's slightly different, but yeah, and this is just, I think, a personal preference. I can't blame the movie. After going through the series, they settled on what I consider what is like a true Friday, which is a little more interesting, a little more like abstract, a little more weird. And trying to redo the first one in this era is just this ugly, yellow, boring look that, yeah, I mean, there's some shadow, so it's not, I'm not saying it's complete shit, but the diner is a good example of just why I don't like this. It's just so flat. I know, does that make sense? It's not flat because it's lit well, but I don't know. I fucking hate this look. I hate this generic yellow look they're going for, man.
Biggest thing that I hated about this is it shows how much there's an element of this that shows how much they just didn't care. And that is the waitress that serves Mr. Kellen Lutz at the beginning. That was offered to Heather Langenkamp, and she declined. Where it's like
she knew. But
also, you're gonna give Heather Langenkamp just like a random waitress role. It just kind of shows the very different mindset that we have. Like Jennifer Love Hewitt was just paid decent amount of money to come back for I Know What You Did Last Summer. It's like the very big difference versus this, where it's like, yeah, they would have asked Langenkamp to then show up, probably get paid scale in a role that then is not even actually Nancy. It's like, it's just so disrespectful.
Because we were past it. I mean, we're so far. They thought they were just going to kind of reinvent the wheel in their own way and be fine. I mean, this movie has so much confidence. With small dick syndrome, it's hilarious. I mean, this is so standard that it's like they really thought this was going to work. I mean, this is a standard horror movie. And for 2010, we had gone through so many interesting changes. The New French Extreme, we're past Ghosts. And then it's like by the time this came out, we had good remakes. So it's like, why does this feel like it should be in 2002?
Yeah,
and I know
by 2005, I would probably put it at where it's like in the midst of them, post TCM, but then pre Friday the 13th. So it doesn't.
But the thing is, post TCM, it's like, why would you give us this? TCM is like a great example of, I think, outside of some issues, like that's a pretty good remake. Like, this isn't nearly intense enough. Why didn't they go for like a really mean? I mean, this is like at the end of Saw.
I think they're trying.
I would have loved to see like an influence of that.
I think this is them trying to. That's where like the weird green look. I think that's them trying to be dark and gritty.
Yeah, I guess cinematically you're right.
Yeah. But there's something in this that, from an editing standpoint, bugs me a lot. They have this terrible POV shot from, I have to look at what this guy's name is. Dean, our opening kill, Dean. It literally shows first person perspective of him. And it's this weird masking where it's like a blur mask just around the outer edge, like the vignette, where then the middle is totally fine. But it looks so bad. It looks like you can see exactly where the effect starts and stops. And it doesn't come across as blurred vision. It comes across as, oh, that's an editing mask that you put on, and it looks really cheap.
I wrote, I think, the same thing down. It's when they're like Freddy's attacking him. They're trying to hide Freddy.
Yeah.
And the thing is in terms of concept, I wrote down like, oh, I actually like that idea. But the circle is too defined, and it feels like something just thought of in post. Like I don't feel that they shot it in a way that made, it's one of those, like, they had the scene probably kind of goofy because Freddy was way too lit, and they're like, okay, let's add this thing to kind of give it like a tunnel vision, which I like, but they did it in such a shitty way that it comes off cheap.
Yeah. When this whole sequence, it already just shows how much they fundamentally don't understand the Freddy Krueger character. They're just going for jump scares. He's not actually doing anything in terms of trying to torment these kids. There's a lot of convoluted and just like plot holes throughout the script because it's trying to be clever and it's trying to be smarter than what it actually is.
An opening kill being Freddy stabbing the jock guy in the throat and then slashing it.
Executed well.
Yeah, absolutely. But it's like I feel like that's such a limp way to start. It's just so safe and generic. Like that would be like if you had like 10 characters and like, obviously don't have enough money to do a lot of cool deaths, so you do a couple quickies. That to me is like a mid-movie quickie. Okay, he's running, gets scared, goes to diner, and then Freddy like slashes his throat, adds to the body count. But that's the big like, oh, we're back, baby. I'm like, are we? Are we actually back? Because that's not really selling on it. In fact, all that's showing to me is we're not really starting off with the creativity. And by this point in the series, we're very creative. And it's almost like they want to go back to the first one, but they're like, that's too creative. Yeah. Let's go under that. That's what this is.
Yeah, and we've already talked about how it's like, what are the rules in terms of Freddy and how what happens in the dream affects what's outside. And right from the start, you're like, what's going on with these rules now? So now, if he's doing something in the dream, it happens in reality. But then why would he stood up and it wasn't standing up? He was still sitting at the table. Where it's like, no, you're then bringing up more questions rather than keeping things simple. Like, just keep it simple, stupid.
Yes. Well, they're not putting in any effort because what's it? Is it Chris, the girl?
Yeah, Tina 2.0.
So the second, like right after it happened, we're at the funeral, and she's like, "No, something was wrong. There was somebody else there." It's like she's jumping to conclusions. Like the writers are jumping way too far ahead. It's like nothing in that scene to me seemed suspicious. He seemed crazy. If he was floating on the ceiling, then awesome. Or if there was some sort of supernatural shit that like to then take this character Chris and force her like right into the, hey, something's up and we need to start digging. Arc, I'd be okay. But they're just like, we don't want to have to work that hard. So Chris is already suspicious. Her boyfriend never do that. It's like, yeah, but he did. And it didn't seem like a fucking demon was doing it. So I'm already like, okay, we're not putting in any work. We're just the characters are telling us what's going on. And this movie is very explainy to a point where, I know I was giving some shit to Freddy versus Jason, but that's also Freddy versus Jason, like schlocky with intent. Yeah. This is completely telling me that this is a scary movie. We're in a scary time, and everything that's going to happen is going to be creepy. So Chris being wise as quick actually is annoying.
I never realized until this viewing that Nancy shares so many Alice. She has so many Alice qualities. She's more Alice than she is Nancy. They give. Yeah,
I could see that.
She's timid. How she acts. Rooney Mara's Nancy does not act a thing like Heather Langenkamp's Nancy. She acts like Lisa Wilcox, Alice Johnson. She's timid. She's She's interior. She's very like she's not as like I don't know, like everything, all the parallels I can see with her character. It's like, why even call her Nancy? Just call her Alice. She's Alice.
Because this was the era.
It's a remake of the first film, very clearly.
And they don't really give a shit. It's like they're going to make a new character and give it the same name. Yeah. I agree with you. The only thing I want to fight you on is like, but that's also insulting to Alice, because I felt like the thing is what Alice did better than Rooney Mara's character is that Alice was timid, but like there's this intensity to her. Like she's fucking, I don't know, there's a focus that I felt was here where it's like Rooney Mara, or is that Mara? Is Mara? How do I say last name?
Yeah, Rooney Mara.
All right. Kind of seems like she's zannied out the entire time. I wrote down Mumbly Mara is what I want to call her in this thing, because she's like, yeah, this is my dreams. Speak up. Like if you want to be timid, fine. But like, she also, I know she hated making this movie, and I could tell. I mean, we both love her. She should have won the Oscar for Dragon Tattoo. And this, I'm like, oh, sweetheart, you got to at least put a little effort in.
See,
like you're not even saying your lines clearly.
I'm conflicted on Mara's performance, because I do think that she's really good at times, and I think she's like soulless and awful in others. Like there's some times where I was like, holy shit, yeah, I think she actually she pulls that off. And what she does to Nancy is this just PTSD quality of just, she seems like she's been shell shocked at all times. However, she has to get out some brutal lines of dialogue where it's just like, and there's times, which I'm sure that happened earlier in the production, is when she's actually caring and tries to make the most of it. And I think that, yeah, because this film famously, she almost quit acting because of it. And I think that there's a certain point where she just went, I don't give a fuck. I will just say your lines. I just want this to end. And so I think that's why, like, there's some lines I didn't time code anything, but there were some where I was like, oh yeah, I liked that. I liked this. But then there's a lot more where it's like, oof.
Yeah. Here's the thing. Even if she hates it, it's one of those, like, you still get paid to acting in a fucking big movie. It's one of those, like, you know, I got 2 jobs where I got to fucking, you know, work my ass off. So it's like, I understand it, but like, she's one of those actresses that's like, I know you have it, so just give it. You have to give a lot. I mean, you know, there's some actresses that don't put a lot of effort and still come off like they're fucking fantastic. I know she can do that, so I'm just like, I don't want the excuse where it's like, I fucking Sir Michael Caine is taking joke jobs. Jaws 4, it's like fucking charming as can be, and he damn well knew that was a shit movie. So I'm like, come on, Rita. You didn't get paid $20. You fucking probably made a cool couple million. You're going to be okay. Just give me more. And I like the PSD angle. I think the director, though, doesn't handle it well because it doesn't really feel urgent. Her PSD is almost like really never focused on. It's just like, she's sad, she's depressed, she's angry, and it's like, okay, but we're not doing anything with that. We're not really fucking digging into it. Because it's not,
her PTSD isn't written. It's just performance versus, like, I don't think that. I
mean, I feel like, you don't think there's a little, I think the thing I like is her friends dying seem to affect her more. I like that aspect. I think that's more realistic than, you know, fucking Nancy's boyfriend is dead. She's like, hi, Dad, just come to the door, please.
I don't know. She seems to more enter, because she has those moments where she's like, I don't get along with other people. Like, I don't fit in with others. So she just has this like loner and outsider aspect to her that, I don't know. I didn't like her. I'm a big Nancy guy, and I really like Alice too. And I very much, I feel for Rooney Mara and what she went through on this film, but also I'm like, well, put in slightly more effort. Stand up for yourself a little bit more here or there. Do this, do that.
Yeah, be a shit. But here's the thing: if she was good in a shitty movie, then she's going to a shitty movie. I feel like that's the most important thing. It's like, even the movie's terrible, like, and you're good, people will recognize that. And being that I saw Dragon Tattoo and she changed my life, I'm like, I'm not expecting that here, but like, I know I hated her more this time than I have ever before. It is a surprise. This will probably be a more negative review than I let on.
I mean, Social Network came out before this, so I was definitely.
Oh, she's great in that. Yeah.
Yeah, so I definitely was already like just on the Rooney Mara bandwagon. Oh, it says it's after. I don't believe that. I think Amazon. I think this is wrong. I think IMDb is wrong.
I'll always support a cute little skinny brunette.
Yeah,
and I wish
she does a good job. Like she does a good job in the I think anyone else would have done a worse job like with it. That's where I'm at with it. She should have done better, but she does better than anyone else would have in the role. That's what I'll give her.
I'm not going to go there with you, but fair enough. I mean, I don't have anything positive to say about any actor in this. In fact,
what?
No, dude, I fucking hated everybody. I mean, I guess
I was gonna say I would have hoped that you would have like lightened up on Gallner.
No, his chubby little presence in this I felt annoying. I don't think I liked anybody. Everybody was written. You know, it's funny. This is 2010, but I feel these characters feel like 2005 to me. Like, I'm going to ask you this.
This feels like it was made 5 years earlier.
But I was saying the characters dress and act. Were these? I'm going to ask you this. I'm guessing in my head these were people that you went to high school with. Is that true?
Yes.
Okay. Because they weren't mine, but like my generation and yours, like some of these styles weren't in mine, but the precursors were. And so Kyle Gallner to me reminds me of like my little brother and his friends when I was in my early 20s and they were like in high school. And
Kyle Gallner reminds me of me in high school.
It's weird seeing him chubby. He has the double chin. This it kept distracting me.
I know he's got baby fat on him.
No, but this director couldn't direct anybody, dude. I mean, I'm saying that now.
Yeah, I mean, everything about him is just bad. They do. God, who says it? I wrote it down, but I can't remember who. I can sleep. I just don't want to. It's like, oof.
That's the whole movie, dude.
Such bad dialogue constantly, and then they constantly are doing these like member berries things of like, oh, remember this Elm Street thing? Remember this Elm Street thing? It's like even the beginning of the diner where it's like they're introducing characters where it's like, ooh, Nancy. Oh, Nancy. Ooh.
You know, it's funny in the beginning, Quinn, which I think is Gallner, his friends are giving him shit because they like talk to her because he obviously has a crush on Nancy. And then he's talking to her and that fucking dork, I think it's Rod in the original. I don't know his name in this.
Jesse.
Comes, he's like, hey, you coming? It's like, dude, you just give him shit for not talking to the girl. He's talking. Now you're fucking annoyed. He gives him this like weird look. I'm like, are you hot for him? Like,
yes.
Bro, let him fucking do his thing, man.
We can get into it, but I find it very ironic that Jesse is giving me major Jesse vibes, like Jesse from part 2.
I mean, I know he didn't have eyeliner, but they sure as hell made it look like he did. No, I feel bad because Thomas Dekker, I don't know him personally. He might be a nice guy. And I haven't seen anything since. I don't think. I'd have to look it up. He has the face in this movie that makes me want to punch him. And I don't mean that like him physically in real life, but I'm saying the character and the real face that he wears bothered me more than it should have. I don't know why he's so negative, but I was like, I don't like this guy. I don't like his vibe. I don't like his face. I don't like how he fucking talks.
He looks, because he looked overly manicured. Because he is, I mean, and just to get in front of it, he is a gay man in real life, and just like Mark Patton in. I just assumed he was a pretty boy. So I think that's what it is. Because there's a lot of times where I'm like, this guy comes across so fucking gay.
Like he gave me like pop punk band vibes, and I'm just like, that's not this movie. Why do you look like this?
Yeah,
but I also just think he has that fucking pouty, punchable face that and you make him a jock. It's like, no, dude.
Yeah, it's like he has it's like sculpted eyebrows. You're like, why do you have sculpted brows? You're supposed to be like trailer trash.
Especially in 2010. I mean, that, now it'd be a little more acceptable. Yeah. But I wouldn't like him in the movie anyway. And I don't like him. I don't like, dude, none of these. I'm going you this review. I don't like any character except for Clancy Brown. That's the only person in this movie. And I was like, because Clancy Brown's a good example of like he didn't have much to do. His lines were generic as fuck.
So stereotypical.
This is such a fucking like a paycheck job, and I'm arguing that I think Clancy Brown fucking pulled it through. I think he's just one of those actors that like his idling setting is good.
Also, we're gonna love Clancy Brown in anything, so it's kind of a cheat code.
But if he were to put in bad performance, I'd call it out. I'd be like, "Ooh, come on, Clance." But
I
not in
mean,
this,
let's
man.
be honest. Why are we not just following Clancy Brown this whole time? The principal of an Elm Street school is his students are just getting taken out, and he's powerless to it. Oh,
I actually wrote something like that down, and while watching this, because I know we're jumping around a little, but the part where it's stupid that Quinn, Mr. Gullner, falls asleep while swimming, which is fucking impossible, and goes to that dream flashback thing. I was like, what would be, I think, a pretty wild swing is let's do an Elm Street thing and tell from the parents. Like, normal movies would probably go for the adults and the kids would be dying in the background, the adults trying to figure it out. Like, that could be an interesting path to take, and it would be different. But if we could still have him maybe like haunt the parents and kill the kids and do some shit, I was like, I'd like to follow these parents because they seem far more, I don't know. That's, I guess, one thing I did like is that they framed all the parents super suspicious, which is how they should do it. But yeah, I don't know. I was so bored with the kids. I was like, let's follow the parents. Actually, they seem like a better time.
Yeah, well, and they do. This is why I say that despite this being before AI and Chat GPT, the script feels like a Chat GPT script of just like throwing in Elm Street elements, like the funeral right after our whole diner intro. That feels Elm Street. Yeah.
It's they're going for imagery.
Yeah.
It's this. I would assume this is like how Ronnie Yu made Freddy vs. Jason, where like he had somebody explain to him the general idea of the series, and he just then went off of that. That's what this feels like. Because I kind of get imagery, like you said, but overall, it's like so safe and so like retrofitted into just like this generic style of horror. Again, 2010 doesn't feel so like let's say 2025, 24, 20 to 2026. Let's say that 3 to 4 year era was this sort of jump scare ish, kind of quick cutty, dark editing. I mean, that's what this is.
It's like it was made by someone that was like too scared to ever watch an Elm Street movie. So then they like read a plot synopsis and then saw a bunch of screenshots, and then they formulated what they thought Elm Street was based on that. Because even Freddy is not Freddy's not Freddy. He's just generic man that talks, generic villain that talks, who only uses his fucking glove to kill people because someone was told like, oh, Freddy's glove. It's like Freddy has his glove, or then they clearly went, oh, well, Freddy has to use his glove to kill people every time. Meanwhile, it's like Freddy hardly ever uses his glove to kill people. It's usually other things that he's using. Meanwhile, in this, his glove is involved with every single death. And I think also the boiler room is involved with damn near everything, where it's like, why aren't you just fucking with people more so? We don't need to just see the preschool and the boiler room.
Because that's what they think it really is. Because that's the iconic imagery. That's the somebody like gave him the plot synopsis like over dinner.
Yeah. That's the essence that they boiled this down to, where it's like, no, that's not what this is. And they're trying to make these callbacks to the whole, like the Elm Street franchise as a whole, while still just trying to essentially follow the Craven blueprint. Because like they're very clearly like the Freddy, I think they're just trying, like this is trying to be a remake of the first film, except it's trying to acknowledge like the pop culture-ness of Freddy, the stuff that just like they view as stuff that just everyone knows about him. Meanwhile, it's like, but then why are we having, it's like you guys are trying to do Freddy, but then you're not doing Freddy because you're just following the first film. So we're not getting creative kills. You're not having people that we're not getting into their insecurities or their weaknesses and shit like that. It's just tormenting these characters to then kill them, which, I mean, I love the first Elm Street, but we've moved past that as a franchise and as a series.
Like you said, though, this is remaking Jaws, but having the shark act like it is in Jaws 2. Because for them to remake the movie, at least authentically, we would have to see a lot less of Freddy. And they don't want to do that because Freddy's big. Yeah. So we have to see more. So it's like, okay, but then that doesn't really work because Freddy isn't scary because we all acknowledge he's an icon. So to make him scary, but you're showing him too much, but you're telling me he's scary, but then he's talking a lot, but then you're telling me he's scary. And it's like, yeah, but you really can't have both. Both ways, I should say, obviously, because it seems like somebody trying to be scary as opposed to them like making him creepy, because the only way to do that is to have less of them and to hide them. And they would never want to do that in a remake because they got to show them off in the poster.
Yep.
And so it's kind of awkward. I mean, there are moments where I should say that I do like Jackie Earle Haley, but I also think how he was directed, though, comes off so stale that I don't want to blame him as much because I know he can act. So I'm going to blame the director. Freddy Krueger here, though, like you said, is just generic monster man.
I am going to blame him.
You could replace him for anything.
I'm going to blame him just because of the information we found out from Red Letter Media, because those that don't know, Jay Bauman was supposed to be Kyle Gallner's stand-in on this film because they were filming in the same area that he lived. And he was able to talk with Jackie Earle Haley on set, and Jackie Earle Haley like talked shit about the Elm Street series, called them pieces of shit. And yeah, so he does not respect the franchise, and he was very clearly just doing this as a paycheck job. Because I used to defend Jackie Earle Haley until finding that out, and then it was like, okay, I can see that. I can see him not giving a shit now.
Yeah, but if we're going off the director if had a vision that what he wanted, he could have, I believe, got it out of Jackie Earle Haley, though, even if he is kind of being a douchebag.
But I feel like Haley not being invested and not viewing, like not giving a shit enough about the character, like how much is Bayer going to get out from him then? Like he's already starting at such a like it's like I agree that like I don't think Bayer can get performance, but also how are you going to get good performance out of someone that considers what he's doing schlock and shit?
I'll give that to you. So essentially, what you're saying is that him not giving a shit, even if he tried harder, it wouldn't equal something. I mean that's fair. Yeah. But regardless, I still think Bayer didn't understand the character at all.
Yeah.
And then if Jackie Earle Haley, as you say, was not motivated, it comes off very just slow.
Yeah. I mean,
though, real quick, I like the little things he does with his hands. I think he does it too much. That's the one thing I'm going to give him that like I like the little swish with his two fingers.
Yep. It's like a little anxiety tick. I like that.
Yeah.
That's fun, but also is like a little torment thing, like fucks with people. I like that. I mean, and we're talking there's a lot of bad stuff in this, but I mean, and because a lot of the recreations of the stuff from the first one just don't work, but let's talk about the one moment that works just wonderfully, and it's so well done. Freddy coming out of the wall. It's beautiful. It's like, it's the kind of thing that you're like, oh, were they able to improve upon such an effect nearly 25 years later and like just blow it out of the water?
It's funny because that effect, I would argue, still looks better in the Frighteners, which came out like more than a decade before this.
Yeah, 15 years prior, I think.
And also in Freddy vs. Jason, there's a part where Ginger Snaps girl is running the boiler room, and he comes out of the wall and turns, and it's clearly just a rubber wall that's painted, and that looks better.
Yep.
Even that does. I'm not saying it looked amazing, but that looks better than this.
Yeah.
So that to me says either they thought it looked good and they're just morons, or they added that like a month before because they're like, but we didn't have that soon. Yeah. Well, let's do a quick reshoot.
Like, we need more connections, which it does. I don't know how, as an executive, how anyone involved in that doesn't just go, hey, this doesn't actually have any connection to the film. Let's get rid of it. Unless it was one of those, shit, we had it in the trailer, we can't get rid of it at this point. But it looks...
Yeah, they're doing it to do it.
But it looks bad, and then like the context behind it is so bad because it's done as a jump scare where Nancy like sees it and it's like, oh, and then she like wakes up from it where it's like, that is not how it is. Like the original, it's a creepy moment of like, essentially it's implying like, oh, it's Freddy's like keeping an eye. It's like, oh, is he going to go after Nancy now? It's like, oh, nope, Nancy's too on guard at this point. She like gets up and puts the cross up. It's like, oh, so then he goes for Tina. No, we don't get any. They just use it as another. It's like, oh, let's do a cheap jump scare. No, another chance for a jump scare.
the original movie made a good point of like really hammering down the atmosphere being essentially what was so unsettling. And because it's like, yeah, Freddy coming at that part. I mean, my interpretation is always like, it's just letting you know that like this thing's around. He's everywhere. And yeah, he's not going to go for it tonight. But he's going to come back. It's nothing you can do. He is now around. The shark is in the bay.
Yeah. Shark is just smelling the water.
Is just trying to, I mean, they're trying to sell you in the part that he's so scary, but the problem is that they really didn't spend any time so far as to like why. In the original movie, like we are dropped into this like situation unfolding, and it's done in this like logical way that I feel like, okay, something's weird going on, and they're all talking about it, and things are uncomfortable, and then we're seeing these little pieces, and then we finally get the first death, and now we know that, oh shit, we're affected, where it's this. It's just like, hey, Freddy's here. Hey, Freddy's here. Hey, Freddy's here. Hey, Freddy's here. Because they want to keep showing him because he's popular. But you can't keep showing him if you're going to also tell me that he's like, showing me that he's around isn't the same as telling me he's around, and having him pop up just to fucking be like, hey, like 13 times is stupid. They don't establish him trying to butter his meal, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. He's Freddy in this movie is pretty much constantly going, boo.
Dude, the micro naps are something that I always defended. And then this time I wrote down, fuck micro naps. It's just an excuse for a ton of jump scares because that's all it is.
Yeah.
Because essentially they break the rule 1,000 times where it's like people are awake, but I need a jump scare. It's a micro nap. So she's just asleep for these 4 seconds for him to fucking open the car door and be like, and then she's fine.
I hate
so
it.
This movie is jump scare fucking stocked because of micro naps. And I think that is the lamest use of a cool idea I've ever seen.
I mean, that's a great way to sum this movie up in general, because even the stuff I like is way too CGI. Like Chris in the classroom, where then everyone becomes dust around her. Like,
yeah, her lighting doesn't change at all,
dude. That's the issue, where it's like there's things I like. I like the concept of that. The execution is, you can see before they even do the transition where you're like, oh, she's separate from everyone else. Like,
yes,
you can very much. Yeah, you perfectly summed it up as to why, because it's the lighting does not change on her despite her literally entering a different environment, which also maybe they did the light change on her where then maybe it looked like too much of a transition. So then they're like, nah, we'll just keep the light the same. That way the effect works better. I'm willing to accept that. I understand that in the edit. Sometimes you have an idea where then you're like, oh, actually doing it the way I think it's logical actually makes it look worse. So I try to be, I'll give them a little bit of a little longer leash with that. But
okay, I'm going to throw this out. Yes, but this is 2010 though. Like I just feel this is like late in the remake game where I just feel like why does this look so cheap at times when this isn't 2003?
Yeah.
Why does Freddy vs. Jason look so much better? One shot in film, that's a good chunk why. But why does that movie look and feel so much better than this in 2010? Which by the 2010s movies are fucking kicking ass. I mean, this could have been a gorgeous movie. So why do those two effects look so schlocky? I mean, was it all studio interference? Was it all stuff added? I didn't look it up because I don't care. Because in the end, I still got fucked. So it's like, even if and you said you read the script though, so no, that can't be it.
No, all this is damn near. I mean, the script they did not change a lot. There might be small moments, but everything is what you would expect.
So what's the excuse?
Yeah, could just be a lack of money, which they spent $30 million on this. Highest price, which also none of these actors or anyone, I can't imagine Rooney Mara's getting more than $500,000, if that, probably 200.
Dude, even she got 1 million. That's still 29 million left for this movie. There's no, I just don't, I'm far less sympathetic. There's no excuse. This is 2010, man.
Yeah.
We're past the days of horror being like a culty thing, a thing that's looked down upon. By this time, as much as Rooney Mara like hates it and wants to talk shit, it's like, this didn't ruin her career. It never would. These movies were fine. We were far more accepting of horror in 2010. I remember it.
Yeah. I mean, obviously Jackie Earle Haley probably would have been the biggest biggest issue in terms of casting, like money, because he would have been just coming off of like Watchmen, and so that would have been money.
I still think he could have pulled this off
Yeah,
if he wanted to.
director.
I think if he wanted to.
Yeah.
If because ironically, the voice and the way Rorschach acted is far closer to Freddy Krueger than this.
Hey, I have the Jackie Earle Haley quote. I hadn't seen the original since it was first in theaters, so I watched it in my hotel the other night, and it was just the worst movie I have ever seen. Oof.
Yeah, I don't. I like him. I disagree with that, but I'm also the kind of guy that I don't want to be the political person who's like, if you're not on my side, I don't like you. I disagree with them until I find out more. I'm just going to say that maybe he's just not a horror guy, but he's been in some schlocky movies I like, so I have a hard time hating him.
Yeah, he's in the new RoboCop.
Yeah, he was also in that shitty Dark Tower movie. He's in Dollman now. He's the bad guy in Dollman. I mean, I can't pretend.
I love how in the original, Nancy's moment of finding out what happens in dreams happens in reality is when like she gets attacked by Freddy and her arm is mangled. But in this, Chris finds out due to some cut hair. Freddy cuts some of her hair, so then she finds it on her book after she wakes up from her dream in class. It's like, could you find a better like just parallel of just them not willing to go as far? Like, oh, we're just gonna cut her hair.
That's something that, if this was so serious and such a thriller, and it was, we didn't know what was going on, I could be fine. But again, the movies exist. So there's almost like a floor you have to start on. And they looked at that floor and said, I want a basement and a sub basement. It's like, guys, it's so safe. I'm so surprised. That's my biggest note here is I was more surprised this time because I'm like, I don't get it. But it also, I'm going to say it now and we can talk about it later. This actually made me so scared that I don't think I want another Elm Street movie ever again. I think we're going to get more of this in different ways.
Yeah, I mean, everything here is just a pale imitation. So like that already would concern me with anything new where they're like, oh, well, to be in Elm Street, we then have to check these boxes. So
exactly. And we're checking boxes culture now. And this was filtered through, even though I keep saying it feels like an earlier time, and that is true. But I do know that if we got a new Elm Street, it'd be filtered through now. And here's the thing. I'm going to say something that people won't agree with. I don't want to talk to me Elm Street. And that's what we would get. Yeah. I don't want an A24 Elm Street. I don't. I know that sounds weird. I don't. I think there is a level of creativity that I don't want hampered down by, even if it's a unearned argument, but to be pretentious.
Yeah, it can't be pretentious.
I would be worried about an Elm Street movie being pretentious if we get it again.
Yep. Yeah, I agree. This certainly, I've already stated my whatever parameters for a new Elm Street would be. I would want England to pass it off in some way. I think that's really the only way that I could see getting another one where I care. But yeah, there's just, again, everything in this is such poor imitation. Even Chris's death is just Tina's death, but done so much worse. Yeah, I think it's over and done with in like 30 seconds. Like it's so quick.
You're talking about we're talking about the in the cell?
No, Tina's, like Chris's death. As when she gets,
the slicing of chest and she falls in the bed.
Yeah, not Jesse, Chris. Then it's like
they're all the same.
Yeah, it's all just this. It's the same thing except it's just super short, and like if anything, they're doing this fake out where they're like, oh, Chris actually woke up from the dream, she got away from Freddy, and then they do the Texas switch, which I'll always got to call out a good old Texas switch.
Good. Yep, I agree.
Which though I won't call it a good Texas switch because they take so much time. Where it's like, okay, we could have switched like 5 kids out of like there have been like
clown car.
They took so long with it, but like it worked, and I'll always like that. But it's just dumb. It's over as soon as it's like found you, and then she's dead within 30 seconds, and then Jesse's running out the front covered in blood.
we talked about the original scene, and I remember exactly our conversation touched on how dark and mean it was of her just screaming, being dragged across with the blood following.
Brutal.
It was super intense. And to be in an era post New French Extreme, essentially this, I think the final Saw aired the same year as this, where I'm like, those are the moments where you had far more leeway now to go crazier, and you actually went softer than the one from 1984. What the fuck?
Yeah. Like, why you finally were able to do more stuff and you still decided to go generic. Because, yeah, the Saw franchise was getting away with a lot at this time. Like, a lot. We're just going to do quick cut.
You said it best. You said everybody just gets stabbed by a glove. That's this movie.
Yeah. Yeah. They essentially, it would be like if they made a new Friday the 13th and they just saw images of Jason. They're like, okay, the machete. I know Jason with a machete. And then it's like, hey, so here I have him. He took him out with an axe. He took him, or he did a spear. And then the person going, wait, no, it needs to be a machete. Jason uses a machete. Where it's like, yes, but no. Like, it's like Freddy. It's not, the glove just becomes. It's just a part of him. It's not always his killing tool.
No, in fact, I would argue, if we take the entire franchise of England's movies, that's more for used. Show.
Yeah,
it's like once in a while, but it's like a cool visual is all it is.
Yeah, even if because I'm trying to think, even the comic book kill, it's like Freddy's doing something else before he then kills him with his glove. Like, he makes him into this cutout, his cartoon. That's a big difference, like, than just stabbing someone or fucking out of nowhere stabbing someone as you're punching your whole arm through his chest. It's like, what? Which
would be the only, like, that's the one that they should have only had one glove kill, and that being it would have been cool. Okay, yeah, he punches through somebody. That's like a Jason-ish thing, but fine, I'm done. But that's like, he just does that kind of shit forever.
Yep. Could have easily done that instead. And did you notice too? And I think it's all the music video is like the music video style of this, where all the weird speed ramps and just editing things like shutters, and like where it's like we'll do like a weird, I wanted to call it, I guess shutter is the best way to put it, like a camera shutter effect versus like a slideshow with Freddy. But it's like whenever Freddy is on screen, it's like they can't just present him as being on screen. They have to do something, enhance him with CGI, add this, add that. Because it's like they're not confident. They're spending the whole movie saying how scary Freddy is, but they're not confident enough when he's actually on the screen that they always then have to do something else in the edit.
Yeah, they want to hide him, but show him too much, and those things contradict each other. But these little speed ramps and the shutter effects is what you're talking about, right? Mm-hmm. What's more strange about that is by this time, that was far removed. That's an early 2000s editing technique. That's Remake, like the House on Haunted Hill. Like, that's that kind of shit where it's like, and I'm not saying it's bad, but it's a very specific time period kind of thing.
Yeah.
It is dated. By 2010, we weren't doing that. Why are we doing it now?
Yeah.
Because you're right. Because they want to hide Freddy, but they also want to have him on the screen a lot. So it's like, dude, pick one.
Because it's
just hide him and not do the effect.
I'm telling you, we hit the nail on the head with the 2005. It's like this movie was made in 2005, and all of the lessons that they learned was from the Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake. But they clearly didn't take
such a different movie.
It is, but I think they're very visually similar because it's still that Platinum Dune style.
You're right, but that's the thing, is it works better for Texas Chainsaw because it's a super gritty, intense movie, or a nightmare film should be focused on visual storytelling. And this does not do that at all.
Yeah. You know what? because I'm like trying to scrub through the movie real quick. That's my issue with the look. It's Platinum Dunes. Which is weird because Friday the 13th 09 is Platinum Dunes. And I would say it still looks Platinum Dunes, but that doesn't bug me. Because because Elm Street, its look is so much more important and tied in with its identity. Like I don't have this big one. Like Friday the 13th, it's I don't know. It's like I just need woods.
Yeah, no, Friday the 13th, they're not cinematic movies. That's why they're meat and potatoes,
Yeah, they're
because that's kind of a point and shoot.
Yeah.
So it's cool. And I think that was more stylistic than a normal Friday the 13th, which I thought was good. It was, cool. We're adding a little fucking spice.
Yep.
A little black pepper.
Yep, you nailed it. That's why. Because it's like that was our stylistic Friday the 13th, so it didn't feel weird. Meanwhile, like all the Elm Streets are stylistic, like all of them. That is what they are, is like there's so much style, but they also have substance. But then this, it's like weird, the bunch of style, no substance.
No, and the style's not even the style that was stylish at the time.
No.
So it's awkward.
Yeah.
Dude, it looks like Platinum Dunes was like, hey, I really like Smells Like Teen Spirit. Can we make a Freddy movie like that? That's what this is. And I should say, though, that music video is far creepier than this movie. But I'm saying if Platinum Dunes did that music video, that's what this is.
Yeah.
It just has that foggy, like I really hate the foggy yellow look.
Anytime it's in a boiler room, it looks like Smells Like Teen Spirit. It's like, what the fuck is going on with this?
The diner, same thing. It had that yellow tint. I just don't think it works.
It is funny.
It's boring.
It's funny to me because like the diner is the only thing where I was like, but you like neon too.
Yeah, but like the neon was muted by this like yellow fog.
Yeah, the neon wasn't piercing. The neon was very very focused on the area that it was in. Like it wasn't affecting much outside of just the subject that it was on. So I get that. You're not getting the cool haloing. It's not neon in the same way that like Dream Master was neon.
Yeah, and I think that's what I want if we're going to be using it. It's just, this wants to be grounded. It's like, for fuck's sake, why don't we do a remake of the first one, but take the style of the later ones? That's what I would have done. But God forbid. But we're past that, actually. I mean, I shouldn't say we're past that. But I think Platinum Dunes, I don't know. Let's discuss this. Friday the 13th, okay, we understand that stylistic. Mm-hmm. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre, I felt was like a cool modern approach to that look. It was fast cut, so it fit the time. But that felt like
reestablished like a whole, like if you were doing a remake, you were doing it in that Platinum Dunes Texas Chainsaw Massacre style. That was how you modernize an older film.
What other remakes did they do?
The Hitcher.
What else is Platinum Dunes? Fuck. Okay, that's bad.
House of Wax.
I liked House of Wax.
Now that I say it, I'm like, no, I think, it was House of Wax was them. When a Stranger Calls, which is very PG-13. And it's been long enough since I've seen it. I used to be like, oh, I like that one, but it's been long enough that I'm like, I can't defend it when I haven't seen it.
No, I mean, dude, who knows? Yeah, it might be the worst thing in the world. I put an asterisk saying, I liked it at one time. We shall see the next time I watch it.
Yeah. It was just always one of those movies I would defend for a long time. But now it's gotten to the point where I'm like, oh, no, it's been too long.
Does that look like this? For some reason, I get the feeling it does.
Yeah, okay. They'll have a very similar look. That's why it's like there was, something that you said where it's just like, it's just Platinum Dunes look, which is what I don't like. How they're shooting, how they're doing, even framing the people. I just don't like this style.
It doesn't lend itself to it's funny because we could agree it's actually a stylistic style. Yeah. But for a Nightmare on Elm Street, ironically, it comes off as like, are we shooting just like a late 2000s drama? It has that look to it.
Yeah, because they're not, even Freddy himself he's not Freddy. It's just he's a generic slasher villain that then has that he can kill you in dreams. He doesn't have any quality of Freddy Krueger.
No, and it doesn't help that the face is so heavily touched up. So touched up.
Like, why? Like, why do that? Why touch it up so much?
I mean, it looked like shit before. Let's be honest. Yeah. It's just, but they made it worse. I didn't like them going more realistic and made him look. I was joke, but the bully from A Christmas Story, he had that face.
Yep. Did you notice too how convoluted they had to make it since they did this weird thing, the fact that none of these four are in the same friend group, they then have to connect them in this very weird way. where it's like they establish Nancy is like a loner and doesn't like others, but then she still is close enough with the people that she's able to interact with them at a funeral. But then it doesn't, they have to make this such a convoluted way to then get them to interact after Chris's death, because Jesse is at Chris's, which in the original, it's okay. Nancy and Glenn are there. They're hearing screaming outside of the bedroom, where it's like, okay, Rod has to run. In this situation, he's just like running out in the middle of the street with blood. There's no one at that house. Like, no one knows what happened. So then he's running out. He gets seen by a neighbor. Then he runs to Nancy's, who at this point we've already established has no connection with him. We're just like,
no, because he's like making fun of his friend for fucking not talking to her. That's all they know. It's like, oh, don't you like that chick? Huh?
And so, but instead they're like, oh, well, we have a scene with Rod talking to Nancy before he goes to jail in the original. So we need to have Jesse talk to Nancy before he goes to jail. It's like they do these such convoluted ways to get them to make these scenes. And it's just like, why? We didn't need this. You don't need to do this. You can just you don't need to have every little connection to the first film.
Well, I think we both know that because they want the big twist. You all were in the same class and everybody got molested and everybody forgot. It's like, that seems like a lot of suspension of disbelief. I mean, we could probably, I don't know.
We still got
We could probably do this in a way that doesn't make it stupid, where every character like is actually old friends and they all forgot and they all were not cool in high school, and as they all know each other just like peripherally.
There's a moment,
say that word correctly.
There's a moment in this that bugged me so much. It's Connie Britton, that's Nancy's mom, and she's like, Nancy's like confronting her about it, and she's like, I'm not lying to you. And it's like, as she's lying to her face, where it's just like,
and then she says, well, here's what happened, which is a lie.
Yeah, where it's like, so you were
which
lying.
contradicts what I said a second ago.
Yeah, where it's just like, I'm not. Oh, that bugs the shit out, which I'm sure it's all intentional. That's something that I can give them. That's me getting frustrated over something that they're actually doing intentionally. They're wanting the mother to do this and for it to be frustrating for the viewer. I get that. Still makes me fucking annoyed, where I'm like, you just don't have to go that route.
It made more sense in the original that the mom was this sort of kind of shitty alcoholic.
Yeah.
Or like
protective, but
this
protective fuck up.
Exactly. But this mom is like a nurse. She's legit. She's a good person. They have her lying and doing all this hiding makes less sense with her, because she seems like the person who would sit down and tell her, like, listen, this is what happened. I love you. This is why I want to protect you. I don't know. I feel like in her character, like they want her to kind of be this mischievous fucking killer, even if she's the one that kind of was like, I don't know if we should do this, fucking Gatsby Brown.
Yeah.
But it's like, but you're still involved, and it doesn't fit the character. You should have made her a piece of shit if you wanted to have her be this difficult with her daughter, because you give me a character that seems like she would actually be very honest with her, because she loves her, and the daughter's very mature and could probably handle this.
Yeah. And if you had made her a piece of shit, it would have made your fucking button on your film a little more impactful, and rather than just completely random. Then
she also keeps a bunch of documents, which makes no sense if she wants to fucking hide this.
Yeah, wants to hide
the glove
it.
Made sense.
Yeah.
Not like dated boxes, which is like molestation, first grade.
No, you're not supposed to remember any of that. And just when I say that this is when I say that this is not Freddy Krueger, I think it's a great instance of that is the bathtub, where in the original, Nancy falls asleep in the bathtub, and the dream that follows involves her being in water and drowning, getting pulled down, where then it's able to play off your fears of like, oh, you're in the bathtub and then this happens. In this remake, they do the glove up, and then it just goes to a fucking, she's in the different scene. She's just like in a different area, and Freddy's haunts her, and then it does the like, he's close to her face and she wakes up in the bathtub, where it's like, you guys, you don't understand Freddy Krueger at like the base level. Because she wasn't aware that he was there, as opposed to the original when he pulls her under. That's us getting worried for the character that's going to experience something, instantaneously.
as we're here, like you said, the bed is the little jump scare because she's asleep. So it's like, well, then the bathtub is just for you to say, hey, remember the glove in the bathtub? Remember it?
It's so, yeah, everything is member berries in this, which I fucking hate. I don't like, it sucks because I'm such a nostalgic person. So I think that kind of thing can be done well, but you have to texture your film with it. It has to be interwoven throughout the new, and like, it has to just be of just part of the reality of the world. It can't just be like this stuff that just like, oh, it's like a post-it note that you just put on the script of like, hey, remember this? Make sure this is here. Make sure this is here.
I think it's hard to pull off. I mean, yes, it can be done right, but I'm going to say that 9 times out of 10, just don't put it in, because you're more likely going to fuck it up, and I'm going to be disappointed. Because if this had no iconic imagery, but was true to like what it wanted to tell, I might like it.
Yeah.
But it feels like the iconic imagery doesn't make any sense. And then the movie as a whole, when that's not even a part of it, if we take out all the iconic imagery, the new stuff is lame. It's surface level, and it seems very point, shoot, let's wrap it up and go home. Nothing about this seems unique or interesting. And though Jackie Earle Haley, I guess as a human looks kind of creepy, so I bought him a little, though.
Yeah.
His gardening glove, or his not gardening glove, but his gardening like little hook thing is like a little fucking, that's where it maybe came from. I was like, don't do that. What do we do? Don't do that.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
Yeah, I like him as a human. He's super creepy, and it's like, yep, I can see this guy doing that, but I don't. It's like the rules they're breaking. This movie does not understand the rules. Like, so Freddy can just make someone dream mid swim now. That's just something that he can just like pull people in, which I guess they're trying to say the micro naps, but
that wouldn't work swimming.
Yeah,
I don't believe that would work swimming.
Yeah, not when swimming. We're not. Because also, I just got to say, because this would be a director thing, we're not seeing while Gallner is up on the board, we're not seeing him like being all like touching his eyes, like, you know, like looking exhausted. Or he doesn't look like that. He looks like he's in swim class. It's like, so
they're not setting up the part where they could say, well, see, it was a dream because you weren't like this little quick thing. He fell asleep there.
Yeah.
We don't get he fell asleep here.
Yeah, where it's like, oh, actually, he didn't even jump off the thing. He fell asleep on the like, you know what I mean? We just didn't even, because that happens in Elm Street, where it's like, oh, this was the dream point, where it's like,
yes,
by the time we see when they're actually up, where it's like, oh, they actually woke up. They fell asleep here. It was earlier than I thought.
All we had to do was have him on the bench behind the diving boards with his little fist against his cheek, and that's it. Yep. And then we cut to him getting up, and then all of a sudden, like, he wakes up on the bench and splitting out water and choking. And then they go and do fucking CPR. Yep. Remember, it's like, what's going on? Why is he choking up water?
Yep.
Boom.
100%.
Everything happens the same. We set it better.
Yep, 100%. Did you just fix that scene with that could have been an easy pickup shot? You know what I mean? That's just like there was no love and care put into this. It was just trying to get it out.
The micronaps are their excuse.
Yep,
that's what it is.
Yep, fucking dumb excuse. So we've talked a lot of shit. There's one thing I like in this. I like the school photo, and when it goes into the school photo and like wraps around the kids,
it becomes they're like looking around. It becomes like a live video. It's great.
Yeah, like that's like one moment where I'm like, but also that's something that you would see in a music video. So of course they're like, that's something that dude can pull off.
He pulls off that, but they can't pull off Freddy coming on the wall. That to me doesn't make any sense,
because it's just a camera trick versus CGI.
But then they don't do it. Then make the wall rubber again, for fuck's sake. You know what I'm saying?
No, I agree. Yeah, it should have been a practical.
Come on.
Which I feel like I remember something about that they tried to do it practical, and then like the studio didn't like it or something. I can't remember what the.
I mean, it may be. The studio does dumb things. I could see that.
But it might have even been the thing where it was even in the planning stages when they were just like, let's just do CG. But then they were like, we're gonna give you $10,000 to do this. Like, we need a little more for that effect.
That's it. They lowball them.
Yeah.
Okay, I like one thing as well. There's one positive. In the CVS Smart, I know it's not CVS, but let's just call it Walgreens or CVS at the very end, there's the body bag scene. Now, there's one shot in the body bag scene I like, and it's when it goes to kind of like a mid, and it's what's her face in it. The body bag's closed. She's smiling and has blood all over her face. And it's like, that's some cool horror shit. Like, that's the only time where I'm like, oh, we should have made that movie.
That wasn't in the CVS. That was in the school.
No. But it's after the CVS. That's why. Yes. Because they get the adrenaline, they go to school. My bad. Yeah. But still, I'm saying that visual stands out to me. Like, oh, that's like some intense, like just intense ambience music. And we're just like a kind of very Evil Dead-ish. And I'm talking the remake of Evil Dead. Like, it has that vibe to me for that one cut in second. I think it's 102:52. I
know what you're talking. So it's funny because I have a note on that scene, and they even redo the Tina in a body bag scene, and it's so lame. Like, so I don't like how they do it, because it feels like we've already moved past Crisp at this point. When they use it and when they do it in the original. Which I understand you're saying you just like the shot, not the concept.
Yeah, just the visual shot of it was creepy. Yeah. Yes.
Well, I'm more talking about just the concept of when it comes in the original, it's right after Tina's death, where it's like, oh yeah, we have that connection. At this point, it's like, Jesse's already died since then. It's like we've already been on this whole. There's been multiple nightmares since then. Like we're past this at this point. It's like this should have come earlier.
Well, that's also Nancy's introduction, really, to Freddy Krueger. By now, we're at like the end of the movie. She's about to solve the problem.
Yeah,
where it's like him fucking with her there. It's like, well, actually, if he was trying to get the job done, he should just be killing people.
Yeah,
like at this point, because in the original, he's just like his revenge of torturing these kids because he knows he's fucked with the parents. That's like the movie.
Yeah.
Here, he wants to kill him. Which I get. He's angry, he died, and he wants to kill him. So it's like him playing around at this point doesn't make sense for the character they set up.
Especially when at this point he is still tricking them and making them seem like, oh, maybe they lied to the parents. So it's like even makes it even make less sense that he's fucking with them. It's like, wait, you're still trying to trick them. Why would you, if you're trying to trick them, then why are you fucking doing this?
Yeah, you should like do positive dreams and have them like find your thing.
Yeah, trying to get,
or I guess finding is what gets them. But
yeah, trying to get them to the preschool.
I go back and forth. I wonder that if they made him innocent in this and just like completely went for that angle and did it right, if that would be different enough. I know it would change the entire DNA of the series.
I mean, this is already not Freddy, so.
But I'm saying that like the idea that I'm not against. I know some people think he should always be guilty. I'm just saying if we're going to redo it, that aspect where it's like he was an innocent man that is evil because we fucked up, but he's evil and we got to go against him because he's a child murderer.
Yeah.
Like, just because fucking some parent did something. So you can still have a bad guy, but you kind of complicate him. Like I don't hate that. Yeah, I don't think they do it well, and I hate the twist anyway. But I think if it was authentically executed, I would be okay with it.
Did you notice when they show the school photo that Freddy didn't kill the teachers?
No, I didn't even notice. I know that she's like looking in that weird Google search of all the people.
Because I made sure I had to fucking rewind it like 3 different times, and the scene that comes just before it is when Gallner is hacking up blood, or he's like just about drowning. So like 3 different times I'm having to like. It's like see all these fucking high schoolers in their fucking Speedos. I think the 3rd time I just finally like looked away. I'm like, I don't know, fucking, just because I can't time it properly. It's like, I'm sick of seeing this fucking shot. And so then it's like, it's super brief and it shows it's like the school photograph, and it's all these X's on the kids. And yeah, the two teachers, I assume a teacher and a parapro, no X's on their faces. So Freddy did not go after the teachers, which I find very interesting.
I kind of respect it, because you imagine you're just doing your job. You're just getting paid minimum wage to teach some kids. Yeah, some shit happens.
Yeah, but I'm joking.
But
you would think, but I'm saying, like, you would think that if there's anyone that Freddy's going to have some kind of anger towards, because you would think that those teachers probably had some kind of, it's like the parents bring their issues forward, and then the teachers being like, oh yeah, he's a weirdo. Like, yeah.
100%. We wouldn't be this shocked. Freddy would have killed them.
Yeah.
Because this Freddy's more, I don't want to be dead.
Revenge.
Somehow I'm powerful and yeah, exactly. And back. So I'm gonna take it all on you. Yeah, this actually Freddy would kill the parents, and that now makes less sense, where it's like, well, I understand going for the kids as well. Like this movie should have knocked out like a bunch of the parents in like the first like act and a half and 2 acts, and then the last act is fucking picking off the kids.
Ooh, we just came up with a good Elm Street movie where it's, if you were to do a reboot, you do it where it's like suddenly you start the film off and it's just like a bunch of orphans in Springwood. Not like the whole town is orphans, but there's like a group of orphans, and it's like it's because Freddy killed all of the parents as like revenge, and then it's like you have some kind of event where then he's finally like one of the kids finds like it's like, oh, you know, I always told your parents I wouldn't give you this box until your 18th birthday, and it's like something in the box then like tells them about Krueger, where then it's like then that opens up Krueger to the next generation finally. Like you
could do a lot with the orphan idea, like make it dark, make it real. Like I don't know,
a lot of ways to fuck with a kid.
Exactly.
Yeah, as in like mess with their minds. It's like if someone was at an orphanage, like, you know, it's a great nightmare sequence, an orphanage.
Yeah, and the town treats the kids a little different because, like, I don't know, maybe they think they're cursed or something's going on. But I'd like them to be like outcasts.
Yeah,
you know, like, but they're young, they can't really go anywhere yet. They're stuck in this town. Nobody really wants to help them. Puts them on their own.
Yeah, and it's like it's the thing where it's like, oh, they've always had this connection due to the fact that they're orphans. But then little did they know that their connection is even deeper. It's like, shit, there's your fucking dream warriors. Like that way you're bringing in, it's like you're able to do a reboot, but you're all able to bring in like other elements, because this remake is proof of, if you're going to reboot the Elm Street franchise, you cannot just reboot the first film. It needs to be something that's wide spanning, because as we've talked about this franchise for 2 months at this point, and it's evolving in a way that others don't. And it's so where even the first film, my favorite in the franchise. However, we've moved past it. We've moved past, like, Freddy has evolved. He's further along. We're able to get more from it because, like any great character, you're able to add more to them that then works, which like 3, 4, and 5, they're able to add so much to the Krueger character and the mythos and all this stuff that just works, where then it's like, oh, I could use for some Amanda Krueger in this.
You know what I just thought of? Because you basically just spelled it out. A great TV show, like a great series, right? I'm not talking when it goes on for 15 fucking seasons. That's like a good old fashioned 5, 6 season series. The first season, the characters are great. I fall in love with them. But by like season 5, like those are the characters. And I can go back and watch a pilot, but I'm like, oh, they haven't evolved enough. They're almost surface level. We haven't really dig deep. Like there's nuances that don't come out till season 2 and 3, which makes me truly love them.
Yeah.
That's the series where it's like, yes, the first season's almost always like one of the best because it's always the setup, and there's something fucking magical about the setup.
So much creativity.
But once we evolve past that, it's like, I don't want to go back to sort of what I consider almost like a shell of a character. And I don't want to go back to a shell of a series. You have so much room to play around with, so many things to kind of take from and use and morph, that going to the first one, it's like, yeah, but that's not really even Freddy anymore.
Yeah.
That's just not. It's the blueprint. Or I should say blueprint, because
it's Freddy at the larva stage, but we've already seen him become a butterfly at this point, where it's like, no,
nice.
I still love his origins. It's like I still love, you know, what he came from, but it's like, no, we've already seen he can fly at this point. Let's keep him flying.
Exactly.
Yeah. There's there's something I want to bring up because we have a Friday the 13th connection here. Did you notice that Mr. Aaron Yu gets killed by both Jason and Freddy? He's
Aaron Yu.
He is the Asian man who Nancy might be Quentin, Mr. Gallner.
Oh shit, he's in the remake, isn't he?
Yeah, he gets killed. So he's
in the barn, or not barn, but whatever.
Yeah, the utility shed. Yeah. So he gets killed by both Jason and Freddy in their reboots. I always thought that was fun.
His part was fine. I didn't mind it. That was something I'm like, okay, at least that's kind of interesting. Like people making a blog, and then he falls asleep and media gets thrown at the camera. Like I was like, okay. But again, it's jump scary, but I at least found that interesting. But of course, That's like the only thing they do, and then they move on. And it's like, it's fine.
Yeah, but and I didn't mind it until there's this line at the beginning where Dean, he mentions something about how he's in therapy, and he and his therapist found something from his childhood, like where it's like, oh, so that's what unlocked Freddy. Like Freddy was hidden away, and it's like, oh, and then fucking Dean had to get this therapist and get into his past. That finally got Freddy out. And then it's like you find out where it's like, no, Freddy's been hunting down these kids, and it's like they're just next. The film essentially sets it up as these were the most important kids. He kind of left the most important kids for last. Where it's like, then what's the point of that Dean line? It sounds like it's more coincidence than anything that he started like just talking about his childhood and therapy, and Freddy started going after him around the same time.
Yeah, they'd have to make that a plot element though. Like she sees that, she'd have to see that. Like if you move that to the beginning of the movie, and then kind of took out the scenes of her just like looking up all the dead people, that would have actually been a cool thing. Because, or at least if you put that at the beginning, then at the end she finds out everybody else is dead, then that sets up, oh shit, this is the inciting incident.
Yeah.
So really, I think editing wise, but then again, it's like, polishing a turd. Like, yeah, it would have been better, but it doesn't fix like the real issues.
Yeah. What do you think about with Gallner acting like such a junkie when he's trying to get the pills at the CVS?
That's stupid. Because, I mean, like, I don't know. I just say, if you're going to make a grounded, realish movie, it's like, okay, I mean, I know that he needs them, but part of me is like, well, you're not going to get him that way.
Yeah.
I mean, really, if you don't have a prescription, you're not going to get him. So I don't really know what you're going to do.
And the character seems smarter than what the character seems like he would not be trying this, but
he knows it wouldn't work.
Yeah. And they don't do a good job of, because it should be is like him being so tired and out of it where he just like can't comprehend. Because I've been to that level of tired, but instead he's playing it like he's a junkie.
Yes. Like he's making himself more suspicious. Really, the scene should have been him going up and been like, it probably won't work, but it's a Hail Mary. Let me try it out. Ask for the pills. Yeah. Doctor says, no prescription. And then he goes and steals some over the counter speedy shit or anything he could find. And then, he goes, I got this and I stole 2 fucking things of adrenaline. That's all we needed.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because that's the character.
Yeah. That long drawn out thing is essentially just so that then they can make it so Nancy can have her moment in the store, which I used to like, but I don't anymore. Because again, it breaks the rules too much, the micro naps.
What's what I'm saying though? They introduced the micro nap, so we don't need him to be in there a long time. He can be in there for fucking 5 seconds, and she could theoretically just kind of doze off real quick. Yeah,
because I mean, they do that with she's out in the Jeep and Freddy taps on the window and then he pulls her out of the door.
Yeah. So, hey, hello.
Ah, boo. Again, Freddy's always going, boo, boo.
Yes. When he should be stabbing.
Yes. Yeah, take your opportunity.
They don't establish it as weak. And I know he goes, I had to make sure you fell asleep. Or basically it's like, I had to torture you long enough that when you fell asleep, you were really here.
Yeah.
But it's like, yeah, bitch, but if you're the glove killer in this, then just stab her in the neck for the 4 seconds you have her.
Yeah.
Him playing with his food makes less sense when his motivation's just I don't want to be dead and I'm blaming you.
No, he's at the same power level at the beginning and end of this film. He's not gaining anything from getting these kills. Where that's
he kills what's his name with a knife.
That's something I like. I like that about Freddy. He's practically like a video game character. He has to level up to be able to do some of this cooler stuff.
Oh, and did you love how instead of cool souls and fun effects, they're just the dead bodies are hanging up in the boiler room? That's it.
I forgot.
That's him collecting
that.
The souls, or I guess they don't mention souls, but him collecting the bodies. I'm that's again. Different movie, sure. This movie, it's not Freddy.
But isn't it just the ones that we've seen? They don't even fucking show us the other kids that he killed, the other teens.
No, it's just the 3 that we've met. Yeah. Which breaks the rule of it being important.
Or it's that's your opportunity of show oh, Freddy's been doing this because you've already shown that he's done this. Now show the bodies. all it takes, like, you're not having to do much more anyway. It's just going to be hanging props.
Dude, you know what? Hang the props, have like all 15 kids, right? And have this like kind of real tight shot. And as he's walking down, he's out of focus and he goes like, Juliet, I played with her, in the bathtub.
Yeah.
John, we had fun that night in the Gulf. I just kind of like telling all the kills.
And then he gets to do but you were always my favorite, Nancy.
Yep. And as he comes into focus, boom.
Yes. There's so many ways that they could have done it and made it actually interesting. And instead they're just like, nope, we're just, he kills 3 people in this movie.
Yeah. He just jumps out a lot. And like, hey, how we doing?
Oh.
For us being past the Hills Have Eyes remake, I guess, I know that I shouldn't be using that because that's such an intense movie, but I wish Aja directed this. It would have had this very intense, weird. I mean, it's not necessarily Elm Street, but if we're talking about redoing things and kind of going off on their own, I just keep coming back to, I'm surprised how boring and safe this is. Like we're making better decisions off the cuff, just hanging out.
Yeah.
And somebody got paid, I think, a pretty penny to write this.
Yeah. Which is a lot of horror, I feel, or they're just trying to pump it out. Did you notice there's a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles connection?
No. Wait. No.
Yeah.
What am I noticing?
So Judith Hoag, April O'Neil, shows up in this film. She's the doctor that Nancy's mom signs stuff off for.
Oh, the one that was like all suspicious, like, yeah, it's for the best of your daughter.
Yeah. Yep. That was Judith Hoag. Super.
Oh, dude, how did I not?
Yeah, it's
trying to go back to it now.
Super. It's a super like brief moment, and it's so. I think the only reason I even kept an eye out for it was because of it should be a 108.53. The only reason I kept an eye out for it was because I saw it on her IMDb when we were doing our TMNT commentary.
Holy shit!
Yeah, I kept an eye out for her.
One, she looks great.
Fantastic.
She's aged well. She looks pretty much the same, like slightly older, but I mean, good for her.
Yeah, she's aged great.
For her.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah, it just sucks that she was in Elm Street. I think she's like listed as like medical attendant, I think is her name. It's something dumb like that.
No, she's April O'Neil shouldn't be doing fucking small little named roles.
Uncredited as medical resident. Where it's like, come on. She should be respect the lady. She's April O'Neil, for Christ's sake.
I grew up with the idea, and I know it's kind of corny about respecting your elders. No, I don't think you should respect anybody who treats you like shit.
Yeah.
Or, but it's like, I wasn't a fan of Gunsmoke, but it's like, I could see it met some of the people. So it's like, okay, I respect that. There's not like a John Wayne guy, but it's like, I respect the man. People grew up with those kind of things. Like April O'Neil should be respected. I'm not putting in the same level as John Wayne, but, this younger generation that was around here should have been like, hey man, that's April O'Neil. Let's put her as somebody's mom, for fuck's sake. Give her some lines. I know she has a couple, but give her some more.
100%. She could easily be a mom on Stranger Things. Like, come on.
Yeah, I like it.
Pay some respect to the people who got us here.
Exactly. Respect your elders, man.
Yeah. What do you think about the whole Nancy and Gallner go on the road to the preschool?
It's so boring. I think I must have peed like 5 times during this part, and not because I really had to, just because I was like, let me get up.
They have
I kept pausing it because like, oh.
They have awkward like rom-com talk at one point. It's like keep me like I'm falling asleep, keep me awake. Like I can't keep my eyes open. It's like what the that should be your number one priority. Why are you like saying that so nonchalantly?
They're so casual. At the end of this movie, it's like, okay, keep me awake. And it's like I'd be, this is a time where everybody should be ramped up. Emotion should be ramped up. It should be this sort of like the consequence of the movie is now. Everybody's like on 10.
Yes.
And they're just like, hey, I'm just going to go to sleep now. Just, take care of me. It's like, I got you. It's like, you guys are both too fucking calm.
Yeah. And
also, stand up. Stand up. If you're watching over this chick, stand up. I would argue sitting, I should say, is I think not really the best thing to do when you're basically going to fall asleep or die.
Yeah, no, I agree. That's like why, and even I know why they do it, because they have to like Nancy, they need the adrenaline for Nancy later, but it's just I don't like how they handle Gallner taking the adrenaline, which again, it's just we've already seen Gallner's a great actor. This is a directing problem, and where it's just like, agree. You gotta fucking direct your actors better than this. Like, this kid does, like, you gotta at least have a talk with him about what adrenaline does, because clearly he doesn't understand. It's such a basic reaction to it where it's like, no, you should be, this is like a jolt to you. You need to be acting like it. Like it's practice.
Yeah. And also he takes it at the weirdest time where it's like, why not hold on to it and then take it like right when you need it?
They're in like the parking lot.
Yeah. He's all fucking jacked up and he's like, okay, we got about a 25-minute drive.
Yeah. It's like, okay. So you're going to be like shaking on your drive, which he's not even shaking. And
they also didn't in any way go for caffeine pills or anything. I mean, Red Bulls around. There's like so many different things they should have had an amalgamation of different uppers that you can legally get. And the adrenaline being like, that's the big fucking savior, because eventually caffeine's not going to work and this won't work. But I feel like they're just raw dogging, just okay, I'm going to stay awake out of pure spite. It's like, yeah, but you've already set up that you haven't slept in like 4 days. So I feel like you should be like kind of drugged up.
One thing the first movie does so well is this ticking time bomb of you're gonna have to fall asleep. Like eventually you're gonna have to go to sleep. They even at one point, Nancy and Glenn, they have that talk where it's like, oh, the record is this. I'm only at this amount of days. We don't get any of that here.
The timeline.
Yeah, we don't get any of that here. I don't know how long it's been. I don't get a good context for how much time has passed, anything like that.
And the micronaps don't help because it's like, well, technically you were asleep for, fucking 10 seconds. Does that add a little bit? Does that keep the battery from completely draining? Is that like plugging your phone for 10 and taking them out? I don't know. They're not establishing any sort of timeline with us.
Yeah.
So it's just which I'm not surprised, because that's what a Jericho movie does, where it's just saying like, it's when we need to, sleeping becomes a problem. When we don't need to, it seems like we're doing okay.
Yeah. Yep. It's not a ticking time bomb, which then the tension's not there, which then, you know what? We don't have the ticking time bomb because the micronaps ruin it, because there's no ticking time bomb, because it's like, oh, we might just randomly have a micronap happen that then just throws everything for a loop, which I could see some studio exec being like, ooh, no, this is the updated Freddy. This is like, we're getting more out of it. We're getting, because it can happen whenever. We don't have, it's not just when we see that they fell asleep.
Dude, you're right. No, I was saying earlier that I think it's just for the jump scares, but you actually described it better, because that's exactly what it is. Micronaps means that we could have Freddy come out at multiple different times during different parts of the day. We get more Freddy and we get more jump scares, and everybody wins, except for fans of the movie.
Yeah. Except we don't have any of the ticking time bomb stuff with the jump scares. It's just, yeah. It's like, okay, cool.
Freddy's not threatening in a psychological way. He's threatening in a physical way. And that's not Freddy. Like, he's a physical threat in this. It's like, all he is just stabbing people and grabbing you, which is like, we did that in the first, but the problem is like, he could get you anywhere, and that's why you're never safe. It's like, well, he's just going to fight you.
No.
He just wants to fight. That's all he does.
Yeah. Seems
to play around when he shouldn't. He could have killed Rooney Mara right when he's on top of her in the bed scene. And it's like, well, that's what he wants, though.
No. Old Freddy, that would make sense as to why he plays with his food. But this Freddy, it's like, no. This Freddy seems to just fucking kill things immediately. He doesn't play with stuff much at all.
It's not his character.
No.
His character in the original was all about like I am a god, and I'm gonna, and he wanted vengeance too in the original, but his whole thing was more like, I have powers. I am going to fuck you mentally before I fuck you physically.
Yeah.
And it's just like, well, you don't do the mental stuff at all. I mean, you put it in here, but that's just like a member berry. He's just a physical entity that wants to hurt you.
Because it seemed like in the original that the torment is a part of Freddy Krueger's character before he became a dream demon nightmare hunter guy. Versus in this, where it's like, in this, he's just a child molester that then once he gets killed and gets these random powers, which I assume is because of a dream demon and we're just not seeing it. Little sperm demons are probably spinning around Jackie Earle Haley's head. That's what happens. That's what happens in the time between Clancy Brown throwing the Molotov in the factory and Jackie Earle Haley running out on fire. That's that middle time is when we get the sperm demons.
I want them all. I want it all. Yeah. Also, can we talk about him taking off his jacket for the iconic sweater is so stupid and corny. I'm like, oh, now I think the sweater's lame. Thanks, guys.
There's multiple times in this movie where suddenly I'm like, I don't like the sweater in this. It almost gets too much attention.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And he didn't have the hat when he burned up. So why is the hat on? Because they had established that because he didn't need the sweater. It could have just been like that was like what he wore at human form, and this is now human form all monstered up. Oh. But they made a point of being like, oh no, the sweater's under the blazer or the jacket, what the fuck he's wearing, and that's why it's a part of his iconic look. It's like, then where's the hat?
Yeah. Yeah.
And also people didn't wear hats like that in 93. I'm sorry, they didn't.
Oh yeah, did they establish this as?
Yeah, 93 is the pre-K or preschool. I don't know. I think it's pre-K.
That's hilarious. Because and
the guy's wearing a fucking hat from like I get it when the old man in Tremors in that small town who was like 88 was pulled under. Like I get why he had that Freddy Krueger hat.
Yeah,
but Jackie Earle Haley would have been, I don't know. Like he's probably in his 30s, right?
I don't know though. When you see him in human form and he's gardening, the hat looks pretty. It looks pretty in line with what I would expect him to wear.
It fits the costume, but I'm saying if we really step back and go logically, like nobody in that era would be dressing like that. Like it fit him, yeah, because he has like the whole thing. Yeah. But it's like it's 93. If you put that like in 73, I'd be like, I get this.
Yeah.
But it's like Blind Melon and sits and it was already around, like we're just in a different time.
Yeah, very different.
He should have one of those like Cubano hats. That would have been the new Freddy Krueger, the Miami Freddy. That would have been more realistic.
Like a bowler hat. Oh God,
Freddy's just trying to peacock into women's dreams.
Yeah, I would say the fedora needs to stay. The fedoras, I think that's a key element.
Something. No, I'm joking. Of course, you need that. That's the look, but that's why you can't do a movie now because the hat would make no sense now.
Yeah. We've already touched on it a bit, but let's get more into the twist. Like, I never realized until this viewing of how much the twist becomes inconsequential within about 5 seconds of them finding out. Because they're immediately just movie. Like, oh, well, I guess then we got to go. Like Nancy's just like, well, we got to go in and kill him then. Where it's like, oh, we've spent this whole movie oh, maybe did we lie? Is he innocent? And then it's, oh, we're not innocent. He did do these things to us. Oh, they spend like
there's a bunch of CP Polaroids. Perfect. Let's go, guys. We got this.
Yeah, they move past.
What's his name?
Move past it almost immediately.
Which feels like a studio note or a screen test note because the movie is largely getting to the point where he's innocent, but it doesn't matter because now it's a child killer because this is like they keep mentioning it. That's a mystery. That's the mystery of this movie. And then they're like, oh no, actually no, he has a little rape room. We're good guys. He's bad.
Yeah,
and that's it.
Yeah.
I feel it's lazy and. I get it why they chickened out because it's like, well, you want the bad guy to be a bad guy. I disagree. I think you could have done it, but in the movie like this, I don't think it would have made it better. It would have just been a different type of stupid. But I don't see often people chickening out on their big ending, and that's what this is. It's kind of strange.
Yeah, I mean. They 100% chicken out in every element of this ending. I don't know. I'm kind of with you that the twist doesn't bug me as much as it has in the past, but I think that's also because as we've established, this is not Freddy Krueger. This is not Nightmare on Elm Street. So something like that would appeal to me because it's like, yeah, let's just go further with it. Like, this isn't Freddy anyway, so let's see like, I don't give a fuck what they do. He doesn't even need the red and green sweater for all I care, because this isn't Freddy.
Yeah.
It's like, it really just doesn't matter.
Just looks like it's wearing his face.
Yeah.
But it'll never be him. That's all this is.
Yeah. Because he's super talkative in this too. I forgot how fucking he just like is constantly. And at one point I'm like, shut the fuck up, dude. Like, just because you're in a scene doesn't mean you need to be speaking.
Yeah, and the voice is something I was okay with for a while, and then as I've gotten older, I'm more like,
dude,
because it does. It just maybe if it's more modulated and they did something with it, but I know it is modulated. But I'm just saying, like the tone of it, though, I find to be very, I don't know, just underwhelming.
I mean, this is where you and I are gonna have a little thing, because when he says, "How's this for a wet dream?" Not modulated at all. Like at all. And then he laughs right after it. He's like, ha 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 ha. And it's super modulated, where it's just like, what? Because I rewound it twice, because I was just like, wait, maybe I just misheard it. So I like turned up. I'm like, no, they're not modulating his voice. Why are you then modulating his laugh? Was his laugh not scary enough?
That's probably it. It probably had like a... Yeah, they're like, oh, that's going to make people fucking cringe.
Unintentionally funny instead of, which there's a lot of that in this. A lot of just like
his
funny.
voice is kind of, it's corny. I don't know. I mean, I shouldn't say corny. That's I'm being too mean. It's underwhelming, and I think that's a big issue.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the performance is also just not in the direction I like. So I don't know if modulation could have fixed it, but the first one, it's like it is a demonic-ish voice. So it's like fucking that's what you're not gonna bring. Gonna bring all these other moments back that don't even fit the movie, but like his voice being this like dark and evil, they're gonna be like, hey, Haley could just just go like an octave lower and call it a day.
Yeah.
I don't think he has the right voice though for this. No.
Yeah, we're gonna have him do.
I've seen it.
We're gonna have him just be a more perverted Rorschach.
Yeah, but Rorschach's voice was like better and deeper. That's so weird.
You want more raspy with Rorschach.
That's what I'm saying. Like the Rorschach voice probably would have been a better Freddy voice.
But I think they could.
I don't know what this
he couldn't, because then it would have been like.
No, I know I couldn't.
Yeah, because then people would have been like, he just did the Rorschach voice.
Yeah. No, I know why, but it's like, being that it exists, it's like that is a better Freddy voice than this. I don't know. I wish I could describe it better. I'm making fun of it in my head, but it's just kind of like this.
He also has a weird accent.
Yeah, I wonder if that's because it's supposed to go like realistic burn victims, so they don't have like use of the lips as much. I don't know.
Like he almost has like a sling blade quality to him. But not,
yes.
Yeah, but not quite.
No, but like influence.
Yeah, definitely sling blade influence, where it's just like, it's interesting for Freddy. I think it stood out to me more because we've been really like. His voice is something we've really like narrowed in on during the series, so I couldn't. It just stood out a lot.
And he talks a lot.
He talks so much. I have something that I liked. I liked the effect of the floor turning to blood. Yeah, it was cool. Yeah. It was cool, and I like that she's swimming in it. Essentially, that was fun because it's essentially because it's like the pool is there, and they just have her like walk into it, where then they like take out whatever the thing that looks like the floor is.
Yeah, that's a digital effect, which looks pretty good for. I mean,
very They pulled, but then they screw the pooch as soon as she falls through, and like her falling into the bed, which doesn't look completely awful, but like it just doesn't look right.
Because the whole blood explosion is just like a rendered effect.
Yeah.
I know that it's more complicated for her to go through and become dry at the end. I know that's what they wanted, but I'm like, I would have loved it more if they just literally dropped her through a hole, or obviously stump double, with a bunch of like a shit ton of blood falling on her, and then we just cut her being dry. I know that's less impressive, but that would have looked cooler than this kind of gaudy render effect where it's like, well, the blood's not there. It's just covering up the fucking green hole she's falling through.
Yeah. Which I don't know. I don't. And then like how's this for a wet dream? There's so many dumb lines in here, which I didn't mention it earlier, but the one I mentioned it in a past episode, the whole your brain lives 7 minutes after your heart stops. I still have you for 6 more minutes. That dumb line that when he kills Jesse. It's like, there's bits.
I think I don't hate that line though, but it doesn't in the movie. This movie doesn't do anything with it, and it's also like that's not the character. So why are we doing that?
Yeah.
That'd been great from Robert Englund saying that line in one would be great.
Yeah, doesn't make sense with this character, but it's a cool line, and I think that's what the times that I'm like, oh, I like that line. That's where it is. Where I'm like, oh, I would like to hear Robert Englund say that line.
You know what's stupid though is that line comes after he sticks his whole hand through what's his name's chest, which would have instantly killed him. But then he goes, "I still got you," which it's like, I guess they didn't show it properly. Like he should have been almost like the same look as being paralyzed, where like he has no motion, and his eyes just look scared. But he seems like he's like, well, the hole through his stomach didn't really do much, and he's going to torture him for a few more minutes. But it's like, yeah, but we already established that just slitting somebody's throat in the dream in the real world kills him instantly. Why is he not just dead? Like they stuck his hand through his whole fucking chest.
Because it breaks the rules.
Like he should be. Yes.
It breaks the rules because them wanting to do, because it's a cool line, but then it adds. I know that if I am approaching that series, I go, hey, line's cool, but like this then puts us in a creative bind in future installments because then we can't do any cool like, oh, this person getting pulled out of the dream at this time, because it's like, oh, we're already establishing that as soon as Freddy gets you, like you're just dead and in the dream, rather than like you can get taken out. Like once you're like, essentially we can't do any, oh, this person got killed in the real world while Freddy was fucking with them in a dream, where that Freddy didn't get him.
They can't revive anybody. That's what they're saying, which is what happens a lot in the series.
Yeah. Which doesn't work for me, because you need to be able to do that. I don't like things that just creatively bind you for no reason other than like a quick throwaway line. Silly.
Yeah. So I guess a cool line, but I don't want it in the movie now that we're talking about it.
Yeah, agreed. And I'm the one that brought it up as a cool line, so and I agree with that.
And now we both don't like it.
I think they should have just ended at the ambulance. I think that this probably would have gotten a half a star higher had it ended at the ambulance.
Oh, you're talking about the cheap, shitty CGI effect of the mom getting pulled into the mirror? Is that what we're bitching about?
I'm saying that I wish that it had ended at I think Nancy says like the nightmare's over, and it's just like her and
crane shot playing the Elm Street music as it fades away.
Where then it's just like, okay, then we do the 1, 2, Freddy's coming for, like that's what ended. That I hate this fucking ending so much. It's not earned. It's just an ending sting to then get a big jump scare. I hate it. Doesn't make sense.
They want to do that. They want to do the mom thing with the first one, and that it doesn't work here. Yeah,
but they don't.
And it's done.
They don't establish. They don't. But the big issue though, and you obviously know this, the first film ends with this dream like we don't. Ooh, her friends that we saw killed. Oh, what is this a dream? Oh, Freddy, what's like, it's this big mystery. In this, it's like, oh, Freddy's dead. And it's like, oh, Freddy's back, but he's breaking the rules and he's in the mirror and he kills the mom, even though we've seen throughout this film that he hasn't killed a single adult or even targeted an adult. Or like, so why is he then? So it essentially brings all these questions where like, oh, so Freddy can go after the parents who are the ones who actually did something to him. So why would he not then go after the parents?
It's a tacked on ending. I mean, I don't even love the original ending, but I agree with what you say that the whole thing is dreamlike, and so we're not sure. Did the movie happen? Did her saving the day reset things? Yeah. Is this a dream? It's just kind of a mind fuck.
Yep.
Or here, it's just, hey, remember that the mom died in the original? She's gonna die again, but hey, it'll look just as bad. I mean, the dummy through the door is stupid, and it's like, guys, that was an easy layup. We could have easily done better, and like this just looks probably like the CG version of that, and that's kind of impressive. You guys like really dropped the ball at the one thing that was already kind of corny in the first one, and still fucked it up.
I love to, even when they walk in, because it's done in one shot. I think they cut away, but it's clearly they filmed it in one shot. Where then once they like get over to the mirror is very clearly not real.
Yeah.
Where then it's just like, something just like looks off about it. So then when they do the switch over, you're like, oh, that's why, because it's a set and the mirror that was literally, it just looked through into Jackie Earle Haley. Like that makes sense. Just, even when I was mixed on the film, seeing it originally, I hated that ending.
It's stupid. I don't know. It's the I think shiny example of why this doesn't work. Nothing is earned. It looks lame. It doesn't make sense logically in the story you already set up. And instead of having anything practical or at least digitally interesting, it just seems patchy and cheap. And that's it. That's 2010.
Yeah, what would you rate this lovely film, this masterpiece of cinema?
I mean, I guess technically I have to have a rating. I don't know, half a star.
Yeah.
Could I go lower? I mean, I don't know if I'd say 0 stars just because, technically, I guess I'd like a shot of the girl in the body bag. I like his little fingers twitching. Yeah. So that's half a star.
Yeah, there's enough to give it half a star. I think that's reasonable. It's not much to get past half a star, but, I think half a star is enough to acknowledge that this is a film that, had credits and had a beginning, a middle, and an end.
It was filmed on a camera, and then it was put into a computer, and then we all got to watch it.
Yeah.
Are you giving it half a star as well?
Yeah, half a star. It's not. This is the worst in the franchise. I don't think. If there's one positive about if there were to be another sequel, I think that this is the bottom. I don't think they can get lower than this. And I know that that's almost inviting bad things to happen, but I think that this is so just misunderstands what the franchise is to such a degree. And I think that given how much we've already seen the Craven estate be very stingy with what they're willing to make. So I can't imagine the quality ever dips to this level. Because I think if we do get something, it's going to be, the Craven estate being very like hands-on and maybe overly so, or that it might result in a boring movie. But I don't think we're ever going to get this level of bad and just misunderstood in terms of just misunderstanding the original intent of the original film so much.
I agree, because I feel like this type of generic adaptations don't really exist anymore. Like we could still get a really shitty adaptation, but this exact type, this just corporate soulless one, I at least feel confident that we wouldn't get that. So yeah. I agree with you.
Yeah, we're in a weird era where it's like, yeah, they would throw some money at Lisa Wilcox to have her come in to do something, or you know what I mean? It's like they would do enough to where it's like to get the people who are fans to at least like show up. And then it's like this just has nothing for me. Like as an Elm Street fan, there's nothing that I like about this. I can only watch this film without the context of the rest of the franchise. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's not something I tend to do again.
No.
I know you made a good point. If there's some interesting new commentary on the 4K that comes out, I'll give it a watch.
Yeah.
But realistically, unless there's something that is like more of a bombshell or like new information and people are talking openly, I'll never watch this movie again. It doesn't bring me any joy, and there's just not enough here that even on an awfully good watch. I know you did a great video on this, but I don't know if I could personally have fun with this because it's just boring in parts that I should be laughing at. I wish I was your friend in theaters laughing because I never found that much joy in this. It just seems kind of DOA.
You know what I would pay for a commentary with Rooney Mara and Kyle Gallner, like a Ben Affleck Armageddon style commentary track for this movie where they're just like talking mad shit about everything about the production. It's like, that's not only would that would get this movie to be suddenly something that I watch, maybe not yearly, but every other year if that gave me commentary like that.
That's what I'm saying. Interesting perspectives. That's the only reason I would go back after this watch.
Yeah, this one was brutal, but we've done it. We've now gone through the Nightmare on Elm Street franchise, which means your favorite part of these franchise chats. We get to rank it. I'm excited. This is easy ranking for us, because just to remind you, our last ranking, our last ranking technically was only 5 because it was the Evil Dead franchise. So that, I guess that one was very small. But before that, we had the Carpenter Extravaganza, which was like 22 movies, 21. And before that,
yeah, it might be the hardest thing I ever did, dude.
Well, so at least this it's practically like easy as can be, I feel.
Yeah, I think so. Though I have a feeling that I might throw. I don't know what the word I'm looking for. Not a ringer, but I might have an upset. I have a feeling that something in my top 3 is going to surprise you. Maybe, I don't know. Actually, I don't know. You probably have me predicted at this point because we did all these fucking episodes together. But
no, I mean, I think we're gonna have a fun time with it. I think I might have something that might surprise you a little bit, but we got multiple 4s, so it's like who knows how those go. But no, we've done it. We will see you guys next week with our franchise chat, and then after that, we'll make the announcement of what we're doing after in our ranking episode. So we will see you then. Goodbye.